kill me!
Bullet, get down!
Nobody fucking move!
Van 3. I'll get 5.
Someone shoot the fucker!
Shots me!
You can do it. On the loose.
Just put the gun down and hide.
Making my way to you now, Elvis.
Come on out and you won't get hurt.
Someone then right the fuck now. We're 4 minutes out.
Clear! We gotta move! Come on, get up! Clear! It's Bullet! Let's go.
All in, we punch through the black.
Stop us. The gates here will stop any immediate.
We won't be there. Now there's no way that they can. Too fucking.
What we say in your fucking lab?
You shot 2 fucking guards, Elvis.
Good number 1!
We're good.
You shot a fucking kid! You shot it! 1 minute! Let's go! Armed robbery and robbery!
Keep your hands away!
Long range, First Street Viaduct. 2 black and whites on ramp to Presley.
Fuck!
Please respond.
Guards, Elvis. You shot 2 fucking guards. Why you shot a fucking kid?
Fire! Incoming!
I'm on it. Hey, we got 1 minute. Let's go!
Get it!
Fucking kill me!
What'd you say?
Who's this Joker?
With us. With us.
I can't. We have a code red.
In progress.
All right, down. Fucking truck! Get down!
So.
Let's fucking go now!
Hey guys, today we're diving deep into the gritty, bone-crunching world of Wrath of Man. A film that proves Jason Statham can still bring the pain like no one else. Get ready for a story about revenge so cold it'll give you frostbite. This isn't just a movie, it's a masterclass in methodical retribution. This is a passion project for me, and a like, or a subscribe, is the best way to show your support. So if you're on board, join the crew. If not, thanks for watching anyway. Our story kicks off with a new face, a man simply known as H, played by the perpetually stoic Jason Statham, walking into the Fortico Security office. He's applying for a gig as an armored truck guard, which, let's be honest, sounds like a pretty chill job until you remember what these guys actually carry. He breezes through the interview, exuding an air of quiet confidence that borders on unsettling. The physical assessment? Not so much. He barely scrapes by on the shooting range, his aim looking, well, less than stellar. It's almost as if he's deliberately underperforming, which, if you know Statham, is an immediate red flag that something much more interesting is bubbling beneath the surface.
Hands on the ground. Tie his ass up. Behave yourself.
Boss.
Bring it up here and have a look at this deal.
Fuck is going on? The keep at some point they'll resist.
Oh, one! Out there.
You use the keypad. 2, breach the gate.
Need ballistic plates.
This is your last.
Fucking kill me! Bullet, get down! Nobody fucking move!
This little piggy.
Elvis.
1. Needs to be a hog tied.
Alerted.
SWAT has been notified.
Black and whites will be on scene. They are not our problem. We will have whites with an 18-ton cash truck, but they'll the exit.
We're 8 minutes out. Have body armor. Men are down.
No, we gotta go now.
Wait until we're loaded, then join 3.
Stutter.
Van 3. I'll get 5.
Guard out here. Someone shoot the fucker.
Shots been.
You can do it. And this is not your money.
On the loose.
Just put the gun down and hide.
Making my way to you now, Elvis.
Come on out and you won't get hurt.
Someone in right the fuck now. We're 4 minutes out. Give me a gun.
Clear. We gotta move. Get up. Clear.
It's Bullet. Let's go.
All in, we punch through the black oppas. The gates here will stop any immediate.
900 affirmative.
We won't be there. Now there's no way that they can.
Further orders.
Let's move.
All units, you are. Also, watch out for yourself. Target
Us won't make it.
That will happen, but my only connection.
Where's the Sarge?
It's not coming.
ambush undercover. Too fuck.
Go. Moving in. Fucking gone. We need more bodies.
The rapid warren down there.
We need more air. Need more air support up here. Copy that. Additional air units coming out everywhere.
Before we get too comfortable with H's new security guard uniform, the film rips us back to a brutal rain-slicked afternoon, roughly 5 months prior. The scene is a frantic, close-quarters ambush on a Fortico armored truck. The sounds of breaking glass and frantic shouting fill the air, a stark contrast to the quiet office from before. Inside, we see a younger, less hardened H, or rather, his true identity, Mason Hargreaves, overseeing the money transport. But this isn't just about the money. His young son, Dougie, is in the passenger seat, oblivious to the impending nightmare. Suddenly, a group of highly organized, masked robbers, their voices muffled and menacing, descends upon the truck. Gunshots echo, metal screeches against metal, and the chaotic violence unfolds. In a heart-wrenching moment, Dougie, caught in the crossfire, is fatally shot. His final innocent gaze is etched into Mason's memory, a wound that clearly never healed. Mason himself is critically wounded, left for dead amongst the scattered cash and the cold, unforgiving rain. The crack of the bullets, the terrified cries, and the deafening silence that follows are what fuel our protagonists' single-minded, visceral need for vengeance. Back in the present, H begins his new life as an armored truck guard. He's introduced to his new colleagues, a colorful bunch to say the least. There's Bullet, the seasoned veteran, who's got that seen-it-all, heard-it-all vibe, always cracking a joke or two, usually at someone else's expense. Then there's Dave, affectionately, or sarcastically, nicknamed Boy Sweat, because, well, he sweats a lot, especially when things get even mildly tense. You can practically hear the anxiety dripping off him. H, of course, remains a man of few words, observing everything with an intensity that makes you wonder if he's cataloging their weaknesses or just trying to remember their names. He silently absorbs the daily routines, the security protocols, and the personalities of his fellow guards. He's not here to make friends, that much is clear. He's like a finely tuned instrument, waiting for the right note to play, the right moment to strike. The mundane nature of the job, the repetitive clatter of coins, the roar of the truck's engine, all serve as a stark contrast to the fire brewing within him. He's a predator disguised as just another cog in the corporate machine, and frankly, it's a masterclass in understated intensity. It doesn't take long for H's true capabilities to shine through, much to the utter disbelief of his new colleagues. On one seemingly routine run, H, Boy Sweat, and Bullet find themselves trapped in the back of their armored truck, ambushed by a well-armed professional crew. The clang of the truck doors being pried open, the shouts from outside, and the sudden lurching motion fill the air with palpable tension. Boy Sweat, as expected, is a quivering mess, practically hyperventilating. Bullet, while experienced, is also clearly outmatched. But H is calm, almost eerily so, a human statue amidst the chaos. The robbers demand entry, threatening to execute the guards. And then it happens. H, with a sudden, almost surgical precision, transforms. The barely passed shooting test? Yeah, that was definitely a lie. He moves with a frightening speed, a blur of calculated violence. The crack of his gun, followed by the sickening thuds of bodies dropping, is all his overwhelmed colleagues hear. He systematically dispatches every single robber, not with panicked shots, but with cold, deliberate precision. It's less a shootout and more clinical extermination. His colleagues are left stunned, gaping at the carnage, realizing they've been working alongside a quiet storm. The immediate aftermath of H's solo demolition derby is a whirlwind of flashing lights and confused officers. The police are understandably baffled. 3 guards, one of whom barely qualified, took down an entire crew of armed robbers. It's a logistical nightmare for the investigators. H, however, is a picture of serene indifference, giving minimal statements, his eyes scanning, observing, never truly engaging. The real drama, though, is unfolding amongst his Fortico brethren. Boy Sweat is still reeling, the metallic scent of gunpowder and the gruesome sight of the fallen still heavy in his mind. But Bullet is definitely on high alert. He stares at H, his gaze a potent mix of fear, respect, and intense suspicion. The man who barely hit a target now moves like a ghost and shoots like a sniper. It just doesn't add up. The whispers start circulating. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? The company's management sees a hero, a brand new unblinking security solution. But Bullet, with his street-smart intuition, senses something much darker, much more dangerous. The casual banter that once filled the break room is replaced by a tense silence whenever H is near, the faint click of a door closing, sounding like a gunshot in their newly paranoid minds. Just as the mystery of H deepens, the film pulls back the curtain, not fully, but enough to give us a tantalizing glimpse into his real life. We see H, no longer the humble security guard, but a man radiating undeniable authority, surrounded by a group of well-dressed, clearly dangerous individuals. They address him as Mason, a name that carries weight and respect. Perhaps even a healthy dose of fear. The scene reveals him as a powerful, meticulous figure, clearly running his own highly organized operation within the criminal underworld. The metallic clang of a poker chip hitting a table, the low murmur of conversations, all indicate a world far removed from armored trucks and payrolls. He's not just a man seeking revenge. He's a boss, a puppet master, and his current Fortico gig is nothing more than a carefully crafted ruse. He gives terse, direct orders, his eyes cold and unwavering, reminding his subordinates that loyalty is paramount and betrayal has dire consequences. This isn't just a guy with a grudge. This is a tactical mastermind who plays the long game, setting up chess pieces for a confrontation only he truly understands. It's like watching a chess grandmaster decide to take a job as a mall cop just to observe the clientele. Utterly fascinating and a little terrifying. With his true identity now partially revealed, H's actions at Fortico take on a new, more sinister meaning. He's not just doing his job, he's actively hunting. He uses his access to the company's inner workings like a scalpel, meticulously slicing through layers of information. We see him in the dead of night, the quiet hum of the fluorescent lights echoing in the deserted office, using a sophisticated, almost spy-grade device to scan documents, personnel files, and financial records. He's like a human search engine, sifting through data, looking for that one crucial detail, that single thread that might lead him to his son's killers. He observes his colleagues, not with casual interest, but with the calculated gaze of someone trying to spot a weakness, a tell, a hint of involvement. The rustle of papers, the soft clicks of his device, and the rhythmic ticking of a wall clock are the only sounds accompanying his relentless pursuit. He's looking for patterns, for anomalies, for anything that might connect the dots between Fortico's operations and the brutal ambush that changed his life forever. This isn't just an audit. It's a deep dive into the company's dark corners, and he's not afraid of what he might find, only what he might miss. While H is busy playing corporate detective, another key player, Bullet, finds himself in a rapidly escalating spiral of desperation. Turns out, our wisecracking veteran guard has some serious skeletons in his closet, namely a mountain of debt, exacerbated by a sick mother needing expensive care. The film shows Bullet cornered in a dimly lit, grimy alleyway, the metallic taste of fear undoubtedly in his mouth, being persuaded by a pair of rather unsavory loan sharks. Their voices are low, menacing, and laced with the kind of threats that make your blood run cold. The quiet, unsettling crunch of gravel underfoot as they circle him, the glint of a switchblade in the moonlight, it all paints a picture of a man pushed to the brink. They suggest a solution, a way out that involves Fortico's valuable cargo. Bullet, caught between a rock and a very hard place, sees his options dwindling. He's desperate, vulnerable, and ripe for manipulation, proving that even the most seasoned guards can have their price when life deals a truly unfair hand. It's a classic setup for an inside job, and you can practically hear the gears turning in his head as he considers the unthinkable, the metallic whisper of easy money ringing in his ears. True to the ominous foreshadowing, Bullet's desperation culminates in a meticulously planned inside job. On another routine run, with H and Boy Sweat riding shotgun, figuratively, of course. Bullet subtly steers their armored truck off its designated route, leading it straight into a waiting ambush. The engine's low rumble, usually a comforting sound, now feels like a prelude to doom. A new crew of masked robbers, clearly connected to Bullet's debt, materializes, blocking their path with surprising efficiency. The sudden, violent impact of a ramming vehicle sends a jolt through the truck. Boy Sweat, bless his anxious heart, descends into a fresh wave of panic, his breathing ragged. Bullet, on the other hand, maintains a facade of shock, but his eyes tell a different story, a flicker of complicity, quickly hidden. H, however, is not fooled. He senses the betrayal, the subtle shift in Bullet's demeanor, the almost imperceptible hesitation before he reacts. The robbers demand the money, threatening the crew. But what they don't know is that H isn't just a guard. He's a landmine, waiting for the perfect moment to detonate. The tension inside the cramped truck is suffocating, a silent battle of wills playing out before the real fireworks begin. Following the thwarted robbery, H doesn't waste a second. He knows Bullet was involved, his gut screaming inside job louder than any alarm. So, in a move that screams underworld interrogation, H corners Bullet in a secluded, dimly lit warehouse, the kind of place where bad things happen and no one hears the screams. The air is thick with dust and the metallic scent of old machinery. H holds Bullet at gunpoint, his voice a low, gravelly growl that cuts through the silence like a knife. The metallic click of the safety being disengaged is a stark punctuation to his demands. This isn't a friendly chat. This is a demand for information, and H isn't asking politely. Bullet, realizing he's caught between a rock and a Statham, spills the beans. He details the intricate network of criminals, the names, the past scores, and crucially, the specific crew responsible for the ambush 5 months prior, the very one that took Dougie's life. The names of Jackson and Jan, 2 key players, are finally uttered, resonating with a chilling finality in H's ears. The visual of the cold, hard steel of H's pistol against Bullet's temple is a clear indication that H means business, and Bullet's life hangs by a very thin, very stretched thread. Armed with Bullet's coerced confessions, the film shifts focus to the main antagonists, Jackson and his crew. These aren't your average street thugs. They're former military, hardened by combat, their minds honed for strategy and violence. Jackson, played by the perpetually intense Jeffrey Donovan, is clearly the leader. Charismatic, calculating, and utterly devoid of mercy. We see him in their secluded hideout, the tactical maps spread across a table, the muted clang of weapons being cleaned in the background. His crew includes John, the cold, silent killer, and others, each with a specific skill set, like a perfectly assembled, highly lethal special ops unit. Their planning sessions are less about robbing and more about executing a precision infiltration. They discuss logistics, escape routes, and contingency plans with a chilling professionalism that shows their experience. The camaraderie is there, but it's tempered by a shared understanding of their brutal profession. They're a well-oiled machine, ready to apply their combat training to the highly lucrative, high-stakes world of armored truck robberies. Their past actions, particularly the one that killed Dougie, are now firmly pinned to these faces, making their inevitable confrontation with H all the more personal. To truly understand the formidable threat Jackson's crew poses, the film gives us another chilling flashback to their genesis. We learn that these aren't career criminals who stumbled into robbing banks. They're disillusioned ex-soldiers, feeling abandoned by a system they once served. Their camaraderie, forged in the crucible of war, has now been repurposed for a life of crime. We witness one of their earlier scores, a meticulously planned bank vault robbery that showcases their frightening efficiency. The scene is a symphony of controlled chaos, the precise timing of the explosives, the synchronized movements as they breach the vault, the metallic clang of safe doors being ripped open, all executed with military-grade discipline. They aren't just smashing and grabbing. They're surgically removing assets. The cold, focused determination in their eyes, the lack of hesitation when violence is required, confirms that H is not dealing with amateurs. They're experts in controlled aggression, turning their combat skills into a highly profitable, highly dangerous business model. It's a sobering look at how easily specialized training can be warped and how desperate men can forge a new, destructive path. With Bullet's revelations and his own intelligence gathering, Chick's picture of the enemy finally comes into sharp focus. We see him in a dark, almost monastic setting, surrounded by a spiderweb of photos, maps, and crime scene reports. The low hum of his computer and the quiet rustle of paper are the only companions to his relentless work. He meticulously connects the dots, linking Jackson's crew to the specific ambush that killed Dougie. His finger traces a line from a grainy photo of Jan to the crime scene report of his son's death. The sound of his pen clicking as he circles Jan's face on the photo is a chilling declaration of intent. He identifies the specific members involved, their roles, their strengths, and their weaknesses. This isn't just about revenge anymore. It's about justice, delivered with the cold, precise efficiency of a professional. He knows their patterns, their methods, and most importantly, where they're likely to strike next. The anticipation, the slow burn of his anger, is almost palpable. He's no longer just an avenger. He's a hunter, and his prey is now firmly in his sights. The metallic scent of blood, albeit metaphorical, already hangs heavy in the air, signaling the coming storm. Meanwhile, oblivious to the fact that they've inadvertently painted targets on their own backs, Jackson's crew is gearing up for their magnum opus, the Black Friday heist. Their objective? The Fortico main depot, teeming with cash from the holiday shopping frenzy. The scene shows them in their lair, hunched over a massive, detailed diagram of the Fortico facility, a blueprint of impending chaos. The quiet clicks of their pens marking strategic points, the hushed intensity of their discussions, all underscore the magnitude of their undertaking. They've done their homework: surveillance photos, schematics of security systems, traffic patterns. Every detail is accounted for. Jackson, with his unsettling calm, outlines the plan, a complex ballet of infiltration, extraction, and escape, executed with military precision. They even run through dry runs, simulating their movements, the soft thud of their boots on concrete as they practice breaching doors and neutralizing targets. The objective is not just to rob the place, but to do so with minimal resistance, maximum yield. They believe they've thought of everything, every variable, every contingency. What they haven't factored in, though, is a vengeful, unstoppable force named H, who is patiently waiting for them to walk right into his trap. As the tension mounts and Black Friday looms, H transitions from detective to executioner. We see him in a secluded, almost bare room, bathed in the dim, utilitarian glow of a single bulb. This isn't just a preparation, it's a ritual. The metallic click-clack of ammunition being loaded into magazines, the satisfying thud as a suppressor is screwed onto a pistol, the soft scrape of a knife being sharpened. These are the sounds of a man preparing for war. He lays out an arsenal of firearms, pistols, rifles, shotguns, all meticulously cleaned and checked. Each weapon is selected with a specific purpose in mind, not for show, but for absolute brutal efficiency. His movements are precise, economical, reflecting years of training and a mind focused solely on the task at hand. He dons tactical gear, his face a mask of grim determination. There is no hesitation, no fear, only a cold, burning resolve. He knows this is his chance, his last opportunity to fulfill his promise to Dougie. The air around him feels charged, a silent hum of anticipation before the storm. He's not just going to stop a robbery. He's going to settle a score, and the metallic scent of impending violence hangs heavy in the air. Black Friday arrives, a day meant for consumer frenzy. But for Fortico Security, it becomes a day of terror. Jackson's crew, in a move of audacious deception, approaches the depot disguised as Fortico guards, complete with uniforms and legitimate-looking armored trucks. The roar of their engines, usually a sign of safety, now signifies impending doom. They breach the perimeter with chilling efficiency, disabling external security systems, their movements coordinated with the precision of a military raid. The soft thud of their boots on the concrete, the quick, whispered commands, all highlight their professionalism. The initial entry is swift, silent, and brutal. Guards on duty are quickly neutralized, their cries muffled before they can raise an alarm. Jackson, leading the charge, is a portrait of focused intensity, his eyes scanning for any threats, any deviations from the plan. They move through the building like ghosts, their faces obscured by balaclavas, their intentions clear. The air inside the depot, usually filled with the mundane sounds of commerce, is replaced by a tense, eerie silence, punctuated only by the occasional metallic click of a weapon. The stage is set for a bloodbath, and no one, not even the highly trained robbers, knows what truly awaits them inside. Once inside, The illusion of a quiet infiltration shatters into a cacophony of violence. The Fortico depot transforms into a war zone. The crack of gunfire echoes through the vast warehouse, punctuated by the metallic clang of bullets ricocheting off metal surfaces. Explosions ripple through the building as Jackson's crew uses breaching charges to blast through reinforced doors, the concussive force rattling the very foundations. The air fills with dust and the acrid scent of gunpowder. Fortico's remaining security personnel, though outmatched, put up a valiant fight. But they're no match for the ex-military precision of the robbers. Close-quarters combat unfolds in the narrow corridors and crowded offices, a blur of punches, grunts, and the sickening thuds of bodies collapsing. Jackson barks orders, his voice a calm counterpoint to the surrounding pandemonium, guiding his team deeper into the facility, closer to the main vault. The goal is clear: get the money, get out. But what they don't realize is that H isn't waiting for them in the vault. He's already moved, like a shadow among shadows, orchestrating his own deadly counterattack, a silent, relentless force poised to strike. Just as Jackson's crew feels they're in control, H makes his dramatic entrance. He doesn't burst in with a Hollywood flourish. Instead, he emerges from the deep shadows of the depot, a silent, almost spectral figure. He's now fully equipped, his tactical gear a dark silhouette against the chaos, his face grim and resolute. The metallic click of his rifle being readied is the only sound before he opens fire. But it's not a spray-and-pray approach. Each shot is a precise, calculated strike, designed to neutralize targets with ruthless efficiency. He moves through the facility with a predatory grace, navigating the smoke and rubble, ignoring the shouts and explosions. He's not here to save the money. He's here for very specific individuals. The robbers, previously confident in their overwhelming numbers and tactical superiority, are suddenly faced with an unknown, terrifying force that seems to anticipate their every move. The whoosh of a bullet narrowly missing a robber's head, the thud of a silenced round finding its mark, the sudden, sharp crack of a bone. These are the sounds of H's methodical hunt. A one-man army unleashing a storm of righteous fury upon his unsuspecting prey. H's engagement with the robbers is a masterclass in brutal efficiency. This isn't a chaotic brawl. It's a meticulously choreographed dance of death. He moves with a purpose, a cold, calculating machine. The crack of his pistol is often followed by the sickening thud of a body hitting the ground, or the crunch of a neck snapping in a lightning-fast hand-to-hand maneuver. He navigates the firefight with an almost supernatural awareness, using cover, exploiting angles, and disappearing as quickly as he appears. The robbers, initially disoriented, begin to realize they're up against something far more dangerous than mere security guards. Their own tactical training, once their greatest asset, now seems insufficient against H's relentless, almost ghost-like attacks. The metallic scent of blood and gunpowder grows heavier as H leaves a trail of fallen men in his wake. He's not just killing them, he's dismantling them, physically and psychologically. Each kill is a small piece of his son's revenge, a methodical chipping away at the syndicate that destroyed his life. He's not gloating, not enjoying it. It's a grim, necessary task, like cleaning a wound that's festered for too long. Well, who needs a team when you've got this level of personal commitment? One might sarcastically wonder. Amidst the swirling chaos, H has a final grim rendezvous with Bullet. Our inside man, ever the opportunist, is attempting to slip away with a bag full of cash, his desperate gamble having seemingly paid off at least for a moment. The rustle of stolen bills, the heavy thud of the money bag, contrasts sharply with the frantic gunfire still echoing through the depot. H, however, is a step ahead, materializing in Bullet's path like a dark omen. Bullet, seeing his escape thwarted, makes a desperate, foolish attempt to ambush H, drawing his weapon with a shaky hand. The metallic click of his gun being cocked is almost lost in the din, but H hears everything. There's no negotiation, no plea for mercy from H. He anticipates Bullet's move with a chilling precision, turning the tables in a heartbeat. The crack of H's weapon is swift and final. Bullet collapses, his life draining away amidst the very money he betrayed his colleagues for. It's a stark, brutal end for a man caught in a web of his own making, a tragic figure consumed by his desperation. It's almost poetic, in a very grim, you get what you deserve kind of way. As H systematically cuts through his crew, Jackson, the cunning leader, realizes he's up against more than just a security guard. he's battling a force of nature. He quickly adapts, his military training kicking in, turning the depot into a chessboard for a deadly cat and mouse game. The sounds of their heavy breathing, the soft scuff of their tactical boots on the concrete floor, become the soundtrack to their pursuit. Jackson tries to use the environment, setting traps, using cover, attempting to flank H, but H is always one step ahead, always anticipating. The metallic clang of a discarded magazine hitting the floor, the subtle creak of a ventilation shaft. Every sound is a potential clue. It's a clash of two highly skilled strategists, both operating on instincts honed in combat. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife, each moment a silent battle of wits and reflexes. Jackson, for all his ruthlessness, is finally encountering someone who not only matches his skill, but surpasses it with a singular, burning purpose. He's fighting for money. H is fighting for a memory, a distinction that makes Orge the far more dangerous adversary. This isn't just a robbery gone wrong. It's a predator realizing he's become the prey. The moment H has been hunting for finally arrives. He corners Jan, the quiet, chilling killer responsible for pulling the trigger on Dougie. The air crackles with unspoken fury, a silence so profound it's almost deafening, broken only by their ragged breaths. H doesn't utter a word. His eyes, filled with a cold, unforgiving wrath, say it all. A brutal, visceral struggle ensues, a raw, primal clash born of grief and vengeance. The sickening thud of their bodies colliding, the harsh scrapes of skin against concrete, the grunt of effort. It's a fight for more than survival. It's a fight for H's very soul. In the struggle, H, with a desperate, precise movement, reaches into Jan's pocket. His fingers close around something small, cold, and utterly familiar. He pulls out Dougie's locket, the very one his son was wearing the day he died. The metallic glint of the locket confirms Jan's guilt, every single doubt vanishing in a wave of crushing certainty. This isn't just a locket. It's the smoking gun, the final undeniable proof. The revelation ignites a fresh surge of rage in H, transforming his calculated violence into something truly terrifying and unstoppable. Well, that's one way to confirm paternity of guilt, you might grimly quip. With the locket in hand, H's mission is complete, and his vengeance is unleashed. There are no dramatic speeches, no prolonged suffering for Jan. H, his face a mask of cold fury, simply raises his weapon, and with a single precise crack, ends Jan's life. The finality of the gunshot echoes through the damaged depot, a chilling punctuation mark on a long, arduous quest. It's not a moment of joy or relief for H. It's a grim, necessary act, a promise fulfilled, a burden lifted, even if the pain of loss will always linger. Jackson, the mastermind, is now left to face H's wrath alone. H, having dispatched the immediate killer, turns his unwavering focus to the man who orchestrated the entire tragedy. Another brutal, visceral confrontation follows, a desperate, animalistic struggle for survival. The metallic tang of blood is now heavy in the air, a testament to the violence that has unfolded. H systematically dispatches Jackson, his movements precise, unforgiving, driven by a deep-seated need for finality. Each punch, each blow, each bullet fired is a release of pent-up grief and fury. The thud of Jackson hitting the floor signifies not just a death, but the end of a very personal war, a visceral conclusion to H's methodical quest for absolute retribution. As the dust settles, literally and figuratively, in the ravaged Fortico depot, H emerges from the carnage. The sounds of his heavy boots on the debris-strewn floor are stark against the newfound silence. He walks away, not with triumph, but with a weary, grim satisfaction. His clothes are torn, his face streaked with grime and blood, but his eyes, though still holding a trace of that cold fire, are now devoid of the burning need that had consumed him. Sirens wail in the distance, growing louder, signaling the imminent arrival of police and emergency services. The flashing blue and red lights cut through the night, illuminating the devastation left in H's wake. He collects a portion of the stolen money, not out of greed, but as a symbolic gesture, a tangible return for his services, if you will. The subtle rustle of the bills as he secures them in a bag is almost poetic. He disappears into the dark, a phantom of vengeance, leaving the authorities to grapple with the gruesome aftermath and the unsolvable mystery of the one-man army who brought down an entire criminal enterprise. The clang of a distant ambulance door closing is the last sound of the chaos he leaves behind. In the quiet moments after the storm, H is a man who has reclaimed a piece of his shattered life, but he is forever changed. We see him in a solitary, peaceful setting, perhaps by a body of water, the gentle lapping of waves, a stark contrast to the violence that defined his recent past. There's a quiet reflection in his eyes, a depth that speaks of profound loss and an even more profound, brutal justice. He achieved his revenge, a vengeance so absolute it left no stone unturned, no culprit unpunished. But the journey has carved new lines into his soul, leaving an indelible mark. The silence around him is no longer deafening with grief, but heavy with the weight of experience. He's proven that some bonds cannot be broken, and some debts will always be paid, no matter the cost. His story reminds us that while justice can bring a form of closure, it rarely erases the scars, serving as a powerful, unsettling reflection on the nature of retribution and its true price. The quiet rustle of leaves in the wind becomes a gentle whisper, acknowledging the journey's end and the uncertain yet resolute path ahead.
Too fucking.
Who we saying you fucking live?
You shot 2 fucking guards, Elvis.
Good number 1.
We're good.
You shot a fucking kid. You shot him. 1 minute. Let's go. Armed robbery in progress.
Long range, 1st Street Viaduct. 2 black and whites on ramp to Presley.
Fuck.
Please respond.
Guards, Elvis. He shot 2 fucking guards. You shot a fucking kid. Play. Incoming. Alone, here we got 1 minute. Let's go. Get it. Gotta get a fucking kill. Stay.
What'd you say?
Who's this joker?
With us. With us.
I can't. We have a code red.
In progress.
I'm right down. Fucking truck. Get down.
So.
Let's fucking come on down.
When I was just you're dead. Always be.
So, what do you say was a lot of time and you
You know who the fuck I am?
started? Bag him.
Following the escalator.